Hey guys, this is Scott Beatty from Twin Audio. I'm a production sound mixer here in Atlanta, and I'm going to show you the OR-48 sound cart from ORCA. It is a soft bag for your audio stuff that also sets up as a cart. So as you can see here, I've got it stored in the trunk of my Mazda 3 hatchback. It can fit in the trunk of any full-size sedan. Probably not going to be fitting in the trunk of a subcompact, but you never know. It's definitely not going to be carry-on luggage. It's bigger than that. And so this is basically what I bring with me to all my gigs. We've got the sound bag here. We've got my little fanny pack that's got my mic supplies in it. And all of that stuff. We've got a grip head. In this little space right here, I keep a full-sized stand. I've taken that out already because I've only got one hand to do this with. I'll try to get this ORCA bag out with one hand. But anyways, this just came back from a shoot. I have no idea what condition it's in on the inside, but yeah, let's take it out and take a look at it. I'm going to put my phone down to get this bag out with two hands. It is a heavy bag. It's not something you'd really want to carry with one hand. You can do it. It has a shoulder strap, but it's pretty heavy to be shouldering. If you really have to carry it anywhere, it's a two-person job. So I'm going to put my phone down and take a look and pull it out. Okay, so stepping around the cart, you've got these little tie downs that you can put a boom pole in there, and it's going to rest in that little cradle. You can also put a bottle of water in there. Around back, you've got some ribs to protect it. You know, only used it a couple days. It's already a little scuffed up. You know, being handled and all that. So, you know, it is going to show signs of wear. It's not going to look like a Pelican case after 10 years. It's going to look, I would guess, significantly worse. This is after less than a week of use. You know, putting it down on its back on, you know, concrete, wherever I'm at. I do ENG and run and gun type stuff, so I'm working wherever I'm at. I don't have the luxury of putting down a ferny pad to protect the equipment that protects my equipment. So my case is a little bit scuffed up. If you get this product, that's just something to know about it. Now, I do think that most of it cleans up pretty well. But you know, these matte sides to the bag and the canvas, it does certainly get some marking on it to, you know, to show its wear. And this is, again, after having used it probably on four days of shooting and a day demoing it. So this is pretty new. Again, here's some more marking on the side that came from just the hardware that's on the side of my stand. So, you know, it is what it is. It's still a very nice looking product, and it's hopefully going to stay that way, but it is going to show some wear. So anyways, I'll get it all loaded up for you. Let's see. I've got a K-Tech 12-foot boom pole right here. So we'll go ahead and load that up. Sorry, I'm using one hand for this, or two hands for this, so I have to put the image down. So so that loads up nice and well inside that side. I'm going to set the phone down, and I'm going to attach the stand in here like I would carry it. right, so the stand, I've got it in here now. You can see, you know, I'd put the little boom holder on top with the mount and all that, but this shows you how it attaches. It's got these nice little straps to go around it. They velcro to themselves, and they come fully out of the little loop here, so you can adjust that however you want. They also make fantastic little cable attachment points. If you need to hang cables, those are super easy ways to get to them. There's a ton of other options around the bag that you'll see in a little bit. So there's tons of places that you can mount things on this bag, which is great. And then I've just got the bottom piece kind of holding onto this bolt, and it runs right here under the hardware. So it's not going anywhere unless it were to actually go up and slip out of that loop. It's not big enough to go all the way around this fattest part of my stand, but I've got something that works. It's pretty easy to set up, and it's super fast to get out of. So that works for me. I'm not gonna spend too much more time on that. And of course, it has the wonderful ORCA trolley system. It's got a little button right here. You can pull that up. So yeah, with one hand, you can just kick the bottom out of it, and it rolls. It has nice, very nice kind of rollerblade wheels on the bottom here. They're not the biggest, but for keeping the bag small, they do a good job for that. They're good on concrete. They're good on indoors. They're good on, you know, mostly smooth stuff. They'll go over grass. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but they'll do it. If you need to roll over gravel, sand, off-road terrain, uneven terrain, rocks, you just need to go ahead and load this up on a rock and roller or a different type cart. Again, it's soft-sided. The bag's soft-sided, so if you're gonna fly, you probably just need to get Pelicans and pack it in the Pelicans. It's sealed with these zippers, these are the best zippers I've ever used. They've got these wonderful little one-finger loops that you can get at with absolutely no trouble. And they also have, you know, your kind of luggage style, you know, lock system. So let me see if I can get that to focus. Yep, so it'll lock just like your luggage, but just like zippered luggage, you know, anyone with a sharp object can just get in that zipper and open the whole thing up. So you're not going to want to fly with this. Probably you're not going to want to ship this. It's good for what it does, but it's not going to be a shipping container. It's not going to be for something to jet around the country with, although you certainly could. All right, so we'll go ahead and kick it out and roll it, and we're just going to roll it right in here and take a look at it. This is my garage. Sorry about the state of my garage, but I'm not here to show you a clean garage. I'm here to show you this lovely little cart. It carts around great with it all set up, you know, packed like it is for travel, but also once you get everything out of it and loaded up, it also rolls around pretty well with the table on top, with your mixer bag sitting on top, with, you know, with all your stuff out. You just, if your mixer bag has a handle, then you can just hang on to this handle and the mixer bag handle with one hand and pull the whole cart around. So it's super, it's well weighted, it's well supported. It doesn't feel like it's gonna tip over, which is one thing that a lot of people imagined might be a problem. That's not a problem at all. You're not gonna feel like this is gonna tip over. I was working on a parking lot with an incline on it that I parked my car at today. And so I was getting everything unloaded for, for my shoot, and I was able to set up this table in the parking lot and work on it on an incline, put all my gear up on it, work on an actual table rather than trying to work out of the trunk of my car or trying to, spread things out on the pavement. I'm sure we've all done that, but it's not the best. It's not a good look. So this gives you a nice proper surface that you can work on. So let's go ahead and open it up a little bit and see. We'll just take that loop out, and then I actually have this secured in here pretty well. Undo that Velcro strap, and the stand comes out. And just set that to the side. The boom pole can stay in there for now, and we'll get into it. So, zippers go around the side. It opens up, and so immediately you can see that you've got see-through pockets there that can hold a lot of your supplies. And the first thing that you're going to see is the tray that goes on top. It's got this little handle that goes around the handle of the case. It also makes a wonderful point for you to grab it and take it out. So ORCA's really thought through this product. So this case the handle goes around the handle of the trolley and slides down like that over it. So you can see there's no way that this is going to pull off. And then we can just put these two zippers. And this guy just rolls up. A little bit easier to do with two hands. I'm going to put the phone down. Alright, and as you can see, it just kind of tucks back between the handle and the case, and it even has a nice little Velcro that goes onto the bottom of the lid, and it'll keep that little flap in place. There's not really much else that flap's for. It just it actually lets you keep a fair number of things in these little little dividers on the desk. So that's nice that you can use that for additional storage. Probably you would want to put things in here that are going to come out as soon as you open the thing, like your harness, your work bag that you may be wearing, things like that, because you're obviously going to want to use this space to put your mix bag on. So we can take this included lovely anodized blue headphone clip, and this guy just goes right onto the side here. And so that can hold your headphones. You can throw some cables on there. It comes with this very lovely feeling shoulder strap. You wouldn't want to shoulder strap this whole thing, but you could. But it's also good if you have perhaps another brand bag that doesn't have as good of a shoulder strap. Now you've got a great one. So I'm going to put that over there. The other really cool thing that it comes with are these two little triangle doodads, these little pillows. And it's got Velcro on the side, Velcro on the bottom. And they can just go right like that, and then when you put your mixer on this, it's going to give it something to prop up. So if you're sitting in a chair, and you've probably all done this with like a table where you've got your mixer bag setting flat on the table, but your mixer's flat so you can't see at it. So this is going to get it up and pointed at your eye level. You can also use it on the other side of it if you have, for instance, a mix panel and you want the mix panel to get a little bit more elevation, or something like that. You can use it to prop stuff up, and they've really been super helpful. It's when you get little things like this that are so well thought out that that you notice it immediately, and you're like, wow, why doesn't everyone do this? These are something that make my life easy. So Here you can see kind of the contents of the case. So we'll kind of start over here with the door. I've got a little cube tap there for power splitting. I've got my condoms for waterproofing the mics. Just miscellaneous cables. And whoops, I almost dropped my phone here. Let's not do that. They do have Velcro straps, so you're not going to be getting stuff out while you're rolling. Got some earphones for IFBs, or maybe emergency backup earphones, cables. I don't have any of this organized. I just kind of filled it up as I've been using stuff. CF card reader, Joe's sticky stuff. The bottom two pockets, they're fairly deep, but they're not very, or they're fairly large, but they're not very deep. You can't get very much big stuff in there. This can of Joe's sticky stuff tape is probably about the biggest thing that you'll be squeezing in there. There's not a lot of space. And the reason for that is because this door has to close, the lid has to go in there, and you've got all your stuff in there. So there isn't a lot of space, but it's a good document or cables pouch. Got some tweakers, some, headphone cords, just random stuff in there. So then I've got a bag that's got a lot of my transmitters wrapped for use. I am a reality and ENG mixer, so all my stuff is kind of ready to pull out and use. I don't have a lot of the time that some of you guys have to wrap stuff and make it pretty. So, your mileage may vary. You may want to pack this a little safer with everything having its own case. That's up to you. Here's a bag of Comtex. I've got a gallon bag stuffed full of Comtex and stuff. I still need to pick up some of those lovely ORCA carry cases to pack all this stuff in, because of course they look a lot better and they've got the same mesh type appearance that you can see through and see what's in. That's one thing I've really loved about this little makeup kit case, is that you can see through it. You can see everything that's in there, what's not in there, and you don't even have to open the thing up. Let's see, got some Velcro. What else do I have stuffed in there? Got some alcohol wipes for cleaning stuff and disinfecting your earpieces. I've got a Rycoat Super Softy windscreen. I've got tons of batteries. As you've noticed, some of the stuff does shift in transit, but this is either going to be used standing up like this or laying flat on its back. So the stuff does stay packed pretty well. Things falling out, that's more a matter of me packing sloppy than actually this product. So you see I've got 2 deep cases of Pro Cells. I've got some lithium batteries stuffed in there. I've got 4 MP1s, and you can actually double up the stack and stack another row on top. I've got some rain gear. I've got an empty water bottle that I stuffed in there after the shoot. Didn't want to leave trash at the location. Let's see, I've got my Smart Slate. I've got a laptop. This is an 11-inch MacBook Air, so you can fit, and a full-size timecode slate, so you can fit both of those in there. And I've got my mixer bag. I've got the headphones kind of put in here, and my stuff is kind of folded down for storage, but I'll go ahead and take that out and show it to you. Like I said, you can put this on its back and get at everything in the same way you would with like a Pelican, where you're just popping the lid and reaching in. And if you store stuff right, nothing's going to get jostled around in there, which I like. Everything's nice and tight. It's got padding. Nothing's crushing something it shouldn't be. The one thing that several people have expressed some concern about is these shelves droop. And it's just what they are. They're soft, you know, semi-rigid material that's velcroed onto the bag. And the way they're actually velcroed, this whole inner lining is upholstered, and it's attached at the sides, but not really in the middle, kind of like the roof of your car. And then the Velcro's sticking onto that. So time will tell how that holds up. You know, you can see it pulling with the weight of everything I've got loaded in there on the top. You may not have a lot of stuff loaded in here. You may only have like your windscreen and rain cover and all that. So it may not, you may not be loading this up as much as I do. But if you do, just know that it does droop. It is something that I'm concerned about for the long haul. And I suspect that I'll be making a trip to Home Depot to get some little metal pieces to cut to size and reinforce these pads. I'd like to make one just kind of square shaped from there up to there, over, and there, make a couple of frames like that just slide in there and give it a nice rigid support for this area. And that's going to help hold up everything above. But haven't had any problems yet. The Velcro holds super tight. I don't imagine that the Velcro is going to be what gives out. But you can see, you know, it's starting to right here. But it is what it is. That's one point that some people have expressed some concern over. So we'll get this stuff unloaded. Got time code slate. Got my laptop bag. And then I've got my mixer sitting in here. So I can just get the handle for my mixer bag and get this thing out. My mixer bag is very, very worked out of. So it's not the most organized mixer bag you're going to see. Some people keep their gear in tip-top organization. I keep mine in a ready-to-go state. So I envy those of you who can keep everything looking super duper all the time. But this is what my stuff looks like right now. This is a very candid look. What am I catching on? Oh, I see the side of the bag there. So I've got my dipole set up. A lot of you guys have expressed interest in this. I've got dipoles running on these little, just easy peasy simple SMA splitters. I've got those running to 2 receivers, my SRB here and my Zaxcom QRX 235 here. It's a single block of their newest receiver line there. And I've just got those running into these Electrosonics SNA 600 dipoles. So those are mounted on a stereo bar. If you can see, there's the mounting points there, and the stereo bar mounts to this selfie stick that has a nice swivel head and a quarter 20 mount that I've got this little metal piece in between. That's an adapter that steps it up to the 5/8 mount that is found on most microphone stands, and that's what mounts onto the antennas. So anyways, it's a simple setup. It telescopes, so if you want to fly your antennas out of the bag, you can. And it also swivels, so if you have your bag sideways, your antennas can still be at the proper orientation. Now obviously in this setup, they're going to be coming right at your face. This would be for setting your bag up and having the antennas vertically in the air rather than coming out at you. For this ORCA, I am going to be using an antenna mast at some point, but I don't have it right now. So this is what I'm using. So, like I said, the mixer lays down on these little pillows. That keeps it propped up and pointed at eye level, which would be about here. If you were going to be sitting and mixing, you know, you'd be looking at it right about there. So, you know, you've got your headphone hook. You can hang headphones on there. You can hang cables. I usually just put my headphones right in the side there. So that's another thing you can do. let's see. So yeah, when you've got it unloaded, obviously you just took most of the weight from the bottom and just stuck it on the top, on a tray, no less. So a lot of people would, you know, assume that's going to make it top heavy. It's not going to be stable. And I've actually found this to be very stable. I'll load these few things up there so I don't have gear just sitting on the ground. But I think it's fairly stable. If I come to the side here and just give it a good push, you know, I don't feel like my bag's gonna tip over. If I come over here to the handle, I can easily with one hand grab the handle that's on my bag, grab the handle that's on the cable, kick it out, and now I'm walking with it. It's super easy and secure. I never feel like something's gonna fall off. If you do feel like something's gonna fall off, I could even put the handle of my mixer around the handle of the case and have even more security, but I've never really felt the need for that so far. So it just kind of sits there, and I don't have any worry about that it's going to tip the case over. The case is supported in the front by two little feet, and in the back by the wheels. And the wheels are fairly wide, and they're also far back, so it's not going to tip on the wheel side. All right, so this door actually secures around the back with this little loop right here. So this goes around to the back, and then on the back side of it there is a Velcro piece that goes through the loop. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I have to put this camera down. Nope. I think I can get it. Yeah. There you go. So as you can see, it doesn't reach when the side pockets are filled, which is kind of strange. Right now I have just a raincoat thrown in there, and you know, and the boom pole in the way. But you would expect, you know, these things are going to happen when you fill this up the way it's supposed to. So that was one little interesting thing. Let me do this with two hands. Sorry about the image. All right, so now that little strap is secure. It should be a little more squared than that, but you know, just showing you what it is. Anyways, that holds your door open, and you can easily get at everything that's in the unit. So I'm going to stop this video, load it up with a mixer panel, and show you how I would use this for like sitting down and mixing.